Hey guys, it's us, the Steg Monsters.
I'm Tara.
I'm Mike.
And we have something exciting. We were approached by FitinHot to see if we would review their water filter D5S. And we're like, yes, we will. So we're here at Tyler State Park and we figured this is a great setting and perfect time to see what this is all about.
Yep.
So now we're gonna do the unboxing.
Don't judge too harshly. As you can see, I've got the product info page up, which there will be a link down in the description of this video on. And while if you bought it through the link on our page, she would make like 10 cents. They didn't pay us to do this. They just sent this out and, you know, take a look at it, see what we can do. Again, first time actually doing anything like this. So it comes with the instruction booklet. And judging by the Amazon article, some of the parts may be a little difficult to understand. Let's do some language differences there. Sorry, there's a dog in the background. Comes with the dirty and the clean filter side. It's all packaged pretty well. Comes with the charger. Actually a nice rubberized charger. Not usually you get those little
cheap
crappy ones. Yeah. This is
pretty
flat.
Nice.
It is flexible.
I like that.
Actually has little retainers on the end. I don't know. That might actually be good.
Might be stolen from my phone.
Almost certainly. It'll be stolen for somebody's phone. It's got the little drink pouch that you see in their video on the website. Cool. Nice. It's got the little straw attachment there. I don't know what this does.
That's a bobber. So when you have this in the water, it floats at the top instead of being dragged at the bottom, picking up all of the dirt.
Nice. Let's see. Let's turn it on. What's the power level at?
Oh, nearly full. That's great.
It's got the little light that they say it's got, and the outlet pieces. Looks pretty simple to understand. Gonna be fun. It's got so this can be used as a battery bank. It's got USB-C and the USB 2. But I'm sure that's some kind of, you know, whatever, some subcategory of USB, but whatevs. It'll work. Yeah. Puts up like that. Anything else? Any other cool stuff?
Do we later want to talk about the pump and the slow?
Well, I mean, yeah. So as the buttons show, you've got the power button, which turns it on. You turn that on. You've got the power display right here. You got the light, which is that little guy. Then the pump, it's got 2 speeds. If you're in a very, very dirty water, you want to roll slow so that it captures more. And there's also, I've seen it on their website. I'm not sure how it works in actual like person. It may just be switching the lines, which isn't ideal. But there is a backflow component to this that allows you to clear out your filters or the pre-filter elements from dirt and debris that can be dislodged that way. So be pretty nice. Yeah, let me check this out and I'll get back to you. I'll read some instructions. All right. So I'm gonna put this sucker together.
What was the clarifying statement you wanted to make?
Clarifying statement. I said USB-C and USB ports could charge. I was wrong. The USB-C is for charging the device itself, and then it can be used as a power bank through the USB port. Also, the light has a strobe function. SOS, save me. So, I mean, with a light like that, I have to assume that it can flash SOS for like days. But I don't know. Maybe we'll test that later.
How long it flashes.
Alright, so following the instructions here, you put the pre-filter element, which is just a sand and like basically big rock filter here, and it's actually surprisingly, I figured this was going to be some kind of cheap little, you know, filter media, but it's not. This is like a legit filter. So there's that. And that goes into, this one is unique. Typically, whenever you see these types of filtering devices, you've got, you want your smallest filter at the cleanest point within the system. So if you have a bigger filter or something like that, you would have that first and then the smaller one. And this one, they want you to put the Micron filter, the 0.01 Micron filter, which is incredibly small. These filters actually are able to filter out like most viruses, not all of them, but it's surprisingly small for the price. And again, it's a whole powered system, so it's pretty legit. But you put your small filter in first, and this is just a push on little hook and tab thing there. So that goes on, and then you snag in. It doesn't actually provide you a reference on which of these to use. I don't know if they're both the same size. Let's see. I'm assuming they are. You know what they say about assumptions.
What do they say about assumptions?
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you ain't. That's what Pappy always said.
It looks like it fits pretty snug. That's good.
It is very snug.
I'm here to point out the obvious.
If it wasn't snug,
We'd have problems.
There would be problems. All right, so then the inlet for this pump system is this side here as you look at it. And there is a bigger 5-stage filter in here. So you have the Micron filter, you've got a charcoal filter. Well, let's run down the list just so that we're covering all of our bases here. So you've got the sand filter head, which filters sand, silt, iron filings, hair, colloid. I think that's supposed to be like colloidal silver or some other type of, like, you know, earth metals, red worms and algae, and the material is silicon carbide. The pre-filter ultrafiltration hollow filter membrane is a 0.01 micron filter that filters bacteria, germs, and microorganisms. Material is PVDF.
Right here for now.
You got to be over here, baby. Kids want to go swimming. We are at Tyler State Park. Got a cool lake in the background. There is a lot of, you'll see some, we've probably got B-roll from our videos while we were scrolling through. This lake is reasonably clean, but there is a lot of tree detritus, so you got a lot of leaves, you've got a lot of branches that have decomposed and are kind of floating around in the water. So it'll be pretty good to see what this actually does compared to like this straight lake water. All right, sorry, back to the filter. So the next stage is a basically a 5-stage filter. It's got some type of cotton, which filters out sands, all that kind of stuff. It's basically another big rock filter. KDF filters heavy metals and scale, and it's a copper zinc alloy. It's got an activated carbon fiber port that's made out of coconut shells, so they're environmentally friendly. That one filters out more heavy metals, chemical pollutants, and it also takes out the odors and tastes that you get from trying to suck water that trees have been decomposing in. And then there's a ultrafiltration hollow fiber membrane, which is 0.01 micron again, and that one's got PVDF material made out of. So interesting, they got two separate 0.1 micro. That's really neat, I have to say. Like that's unique. Another component to this guy here is it can be used as a life straw. So those of you that are just interested in what you can like carry on a go bag, or your stuff has hit the fan bag out, bug out bags and stuff, this can be used as a life straw. So it's another kind of just a useful element that they've added into this that I think just increases the value. I mean, it's gotta say, like, just looking at it, nothing feels cheap, nothing feels, I mean, this is like a real, like, I don't know, it feels like it's a skookum, to use a term of one of my favorite YouTubers. Feels like a good hose. Everything fits tight. There's no like jankiness to it. Nothing clitter clatters around. The actual drinking bag is pretty legit. Just kind of feeling it around the cap, and the bag itself feels like it's made out of quality materials. Something that's going to last for a while. This is my Cold Steel Recon 1 Tonto blade. I've had it since 2007. As you can tell, I hardly ever use it. It actually just rusted up on me for like the second time ever because I went swimming in the ocean with it. But yeah, I mean, all of this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to be what the kids get in their fundraisers in their little bags.
Yeah, no.
That's not cheap. That doesn't feel cheap
not
at all.
I mean, and it's properly fused all along. Like there's no gaps. There's no edges that look like it was just barely clamped down. I mean, again, nice. I like it. All right, so the next step that we're going to do, we'll probably have to cut some of this out, is we're going to take it over the lake. We're going to try to run it, see if we can do it without messing anything up. I did read the instructions, but I can barely read, so.
Like, should that be on it?
Yeah, the float.
See what we mean?
It didn't actually say to use this in the instructions.
Oh, okay. But it would be good to like keep it afloat, right?
Yeah.
I thought I saw that. What's that?
I don't know.
I thought you read the instructions.
I did read the instructions. I didn't know the instructions.
Like it has like,
I know.
It looks like sticky stuff to stick
I
on
agree.
something.
But no, I don't know how to use it. It fits in here really well because you can't get it out.
Oh, great. You know what?
Don't
That's
judge me,
actually
monkeys.
not in the instructions.
I know.
So we're gonna have to look online and see if they show that.
Yeah. But this I can do myself.
Actually, I kind of see it like right here.
What, the black thing?
Yeah, the black thing. But doesn't really
I think
talk
this
about
is
it.
supposed to go like this, though. Like, are we in agreement for that?
I think it needs to go a little higher up.
Well, you can't actually hold it.
Well, maybe that's what the black thing is for, to hold it.
You were just yelling at me for putting it in there.
Well, I don't mean like put it
Now
in
you want me
there.
to put it in there again?
I don't know.
Let's see. Does
Yeah.
the hose fit through?
There we go. And that holds it up.
We're
And
learning.
then, yeah.
You're doing it.
And it's got to leave some room in here for it to catch the water, right? So,
Yeah. Like that.
yeah,
and then
there.
like that.
I think that's good.
Okay.
As long as that's not
Hey, it fits.
falling on the ground. Or, you
If
know,
it fits,
on
it
the-
sits. We're using kitty cat logic now.
There we go.
All right, and I
Now
did make sure
we're
that the
going to the
arrow is
lake.
correct. In, out,
Okay.
in, out. The old in, out. All right, so on our table here we have water from the faucet. That is straight from the Tyler State Park Municipal Water Supply, wherever they get it from, probably local cities. And then we have our zero water, which we have been using all weekend. So it might have crept up a little bit on the TDS meter, but we will see. Tara's gonna take us down and get some lake water unfiltered. And there's a little minnow swimming in it. You can see some of the
fishies right there.
Yeah, this was
Good-sized
pretty
fish.
stirred up a lot more when the kids were out here. It looks pretty clean right now, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
That really don't look too bad.
No,
get,
it
get
doesn't.
some kick up around your feet. We're gonna put this into the test. Yeah. Make it cloudy. Yeah.
There, how's that?
That's what Daddy wants.
There we go. There's our lake water. Let's make it dirty.
And then with our pump here, we have right now I've got it hooked up, obviously the way that the instructions had. You watched me do it. But the company rep mentions that you don't necessarily need the life straw attachment in line for this to work, and that you can actually clear a lot of water. And as we saw on their filter breakdown, they still have another 01 Micron filter at the end of this, so we'll see. We'll test it both ways, with the straw and without it. Did you get the cups? She did not.
I didn't get the cups. Oh, we're so great. Got the cups, take two.
All right, so I'm gonna do what we did with the cup. I'm gonna stir up the bottom, nice and good. See all that whirlwind of fun there? That is what, and I'm gonna keep doing it, just to keep it honest.
Here, I'm holding this so it won't come out.
Power it on. All right, oh, come here, you, in the dirty. Yeah, I can't even see the hose. All right, so we're gonna pump.
Is it on?
It's running now.
Okay, let's see how.
There it goes.
I'm hearing it.
Well, you know what? Get it out of there for a second. We should probably prime it.
Okay.
Get out any of the.
Right, you can see the little water being pulled up. That actually looks fun seeing the bubbles. There comes the water.
Yeah. So once the bubbles stop,
then we'll use that water.
well, maybe that.
I don't know the bubbles are actually going to stop.
I think it was coming in from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in here. Dang it. Hit the button. I hit the power button. On it.
Oh. This is a real life test,
Right.
okay?
No fake stuff here.
No fake stuff.
I mean, you think that's primed enough?
Yeah.
All right, well, let me kick this dirt up again. We'll let it run through to make sure that we're getting all that junk pulled in. And then we'll test it. All right. Think that's enough time?
Yeah. Nope. Yes.
Yeah, why not?
All right, I got it.
Okay.
So I like that you can hold. It's strong enough. If you hold it up here, the water is still coming out. It doesn't really matter.
I'm still kicking the bottom, guys.
How high or
it's still picking up.
well, you
nothing
got
but
it going
dirt,
on.
basically.
It's kind of neat. It's actually filling up decently fast. I mean, this is a small cup, but still, it's
Even with 0.01 micron filters, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it now.
it looks clear. It looks like I could drink it.
Well, so now the next part of this is we are going to do.
All right, I'm gonna go put this on the table
No inline filters here. No.
for the double filter. So we'll be right back while he takes that off.
Ah. Dang.
And
Maybe.
it's on there nice and snug.
Yeah.
That's good. There we go.
All right.
All right. We'll be right
Felt like
back.
I was gonna break it. All right. Just so you know, there's no jankiness. I just got done removing that life straw attachment, and this is her placing that double one. I'd say there's a pretty significant difference there.
It looks nice, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, if we were really fancy, we'd have like a little hand pump or something that we could use just the life straw to test. We ain't that fancy.
Okay.
All right, so same thing. You can see, this is what I was seeing all day. This is what I thought the lake looked like. I'm gonna kick it back up. I'm gonna turn the pump on.
Want to put it in here, or are you just gonna let it run for a second?
I'm gonna let it run for a second so we clear out the already cleaned ones, so we get as close of an accurate representation as possible. All right, that's probably enough. We're still kicking her up. It's really not that much faster having the life
It isn't actually.
life straw taken out.
I almost feel slower, honestly.
Sure is attached, right? It seems to be. And that's some dirty water, guys. I don't know if y'all can see that. I think the pre-filter's getting clogged.
Oh, so we're gonna have to backwash it. Is that what you call it?
Yep. So we'll fill this up.
And then clean it out.
Yep.
It does. That's got to be it, since it's just going a little slower.
Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense too.
Right. This is probably enough water to test.
All right. You want to backflow it here?
Yeah. Here, take this thing out.
Well, it has to.
Has to be.
Yeah, you suck clean water through it.
Oh, okay. Do you think we have enough clean water to suck it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
For our testing purposes today, I mean, we don't need a whole lot of water.
Yeah. And you still have to use the filter to, you still have to use that on the other end?
Well, so this is what you're cleaning right now.
Oh, it does look, you
Yeah.
can see all the grime on it.
Yeah.
All right.
She's learning. Oh, yeah.
I am learning.
You see all that came off at that first one?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to slow that down, I think. Because it cleaned pretty quickly, wow. Let's see the color difference. Yeah, so I'd say this thing definitely does its job.
Oh, yeah, and now we're out of the water. I was afraid that would happen.
Well, we should have waited till the end. But I wanted to see what that did. I'm
cool.
curious like a cat.
All right.
All right.
Now redo it to refill this cup.
We're learning.
And then we'll just go back and clean it again later.
Yeah.
But now we got it on video.
Well, this will be a better representation too.
Oh, that's true. See how, that's true. See how fast it fills up once we cleaned it.
It was full from that other stuff. Now, if you look, I'm pick it all up again, but I cannot see my feet anymore. And when this is in there, you can't even see it when it's dangling. So, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
That seems to be faster.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Much faster. Yeah. So that was just dirty. Well, that definitely worked cleaning it out. Look how much faster it's going now.
Yeah.
That's neat. That was a good test.
Not enough?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll come back afterwards to clean that out. With all of our fresh
This probably
water we
wasn't
have.
fully charged, but with just what we've done, we've lost one light. But
Okay.
We were at 3. It charged for like 20 minutes while I read the thing, so I'm gonna take that for whatever it's worth, which is mostly nothing.
Okay, we'll come back and we'll explain the different tests that we have for our water samples.
Yep.
What are the different tests we have here that we're putting through on all 5 of these?
We've got the total
samples.
dissolve solid tester that you get with the 0 water filters. We'll do that first, and then we've got this very basic, water quality test kit. Shows a whole bunch of things here. We can list them out if you want, but really this just comes down to, if the water's hard and it contains all of these different nitrates, carbonates, the chlorines and stuff, it probably didn't do so good on any of the other stuff like cystospora or whatever, cryptospora, whatever, the stuff that gives you diarrhea. So, just trying to do what we can. We're just,
and then
an outdoor YouTube channel, so we don't have scientific laboratories and do like virology tests and stuff like that. But.
And then while we're on this, you were talking about how this is a 0.1. What, a 0.1 what?
0.01 micron.
Okay, and then viruses are point.
So they can be anywhere, it's like 0.02 down to like 0.005, I think.
So
not a scientist.
If this is accurate with 0.01, then it should take care of a majority of viruses.
Yeah, we've got a handy dandy graph from one of the.
We'll cite it.
Yeah, it's from one of the water purification websites. So we got a graph that actually shows you everything that a 0.01 micron filter should be able to clear from your water. And again, it's most viruses, not all.
And if you're in the U.S.,
yes, especially as a camper or a hiker, most of the virus issues come into play where people are, you know, having to defecate around your water source and stuff. That typically doesn't happen in the U.S. It can, obviously, it's better to filter out more. But the solution to this would be to get one of those,
UV?
Yeah, the UV, what do they call them? I have to look that up again. We'll have one linked down below. It's a Steripen, that's what it is. It's just a little pin with a UV light that you can swirl around, and it kills all pathogens. So if you are concerned with viruses and this potentially can't catch all of them, that's a very easy, I mean, it's like, $50-60, I think, and it lasts forever. Okay, so first things first.
What our camper faucet looks like.
Yeah. As you can see, we are 000 ppm.
And this tests the minerals, right?
Yeah. So
You're
this
gonna have
is
to dumb it down for people like me.
No, this is total dissolved solids, TDS.
Okay.
So these are all of the contaminants that can be dissolved into your water. It's not going to check for any other type of pathogen. It's not going to, you can't really check for like chemicals.
Right.
But if total dissolved solids are like metal, in this case, the detritus that's dissolved in the lake, as you saw me kicking up and stuff. So
all right.
Our zero water filter, which we've been using all weekend here, is showing. Can you get the camera? I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Our zero filter is still showing 000.
All right, zero water, man. It's the best.
I love it. That's why we use it. Now our faucet. This is coming straight from the state park. Really not that bad.
Well, we do have a filter
163. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we have a filter. I wanted to ask you. There's a filter at the faucet.
Well, it's at the inlet. I forgot about that. So with those typical blue RV filters.
So this is actually a good test for the blue RV filter.
167, yeah. So
we'll include the link of the filter we're talking about also.
But also, we'll get a pull. We'll get a pull straight from the pole too.
Okay.
And once this is done.
Just for our
we'll reuse the faucet one. We'll rinse it with the zero water, and we'll come back. This is all the water bottles we have, so this is all we did. And so to clean this, to make sure that there's no additional contaminations, I'm just going to kind of swish it in the zero water, since we know that was showing 0. And the first one that I'll test is the DS5 filter. So this is with both the straw and the large filter on it.
Okay.
69, not too shabby.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. Check that one more time.
All right.
Yeah, all right, man. Shoot, it does something. I'm gonna rinse it again in the zero filter. Again, we know that is still reading 0 in there. And now we'll do the half filter, what we're calling the half. Basically the one without the life straw. It's just the pump itself. Just one micron, just one more. Wow, 69 instead of 68.
Huh. So I was not expecting that.
I was not either. But since they both have 0.01, that just goes to show that even with a 0.1 micron, or however low you go, you're always going to have some contaminants that go through. And now for a fair test, I'm going to swirl this around, because this is what it was pulling out.
Yeah, our beautiful lake water. What the heck?
80.
The lake water is better than our filter, our faucet water? What?
Or maybe it's like 5,000.
I was not expecting that.
Dude.
You should go put it directly in the lake right now.
Okay, I'm gonna rinse it again, zero water, reading 0 again.
This is shocking. I was not expecting any of that.
Little fishies. 80.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All right. Okay, so our next test here is we're going to do this do-it-yourself basic home safety water test, and I'm probably going to have to read some instructions on this. We may cut away and
come right back.
Okay. So this is the scientific portion of the test. I wanted to make sure that these weren't different strips for different types of tests and all that kind of jazz.
Everything's falling away. Hold on.
But they're not. They're all single strips, so that makes it a lot easier for us from the testing perspective. So, got the instructions here. Dip a test strip for 2 seconds, then remove it from the water. Should have results in about 30 seconds later. And then within 60 seconds, you match the color of the pad to its respective parameter value in the chart located in the test pouch. Oh, it's in the test pouch. I think it's on the test pouch. I think that was another fail of destructions. So I'm not sure, because it says within 60 seconds you should match it. After 60 seconds, the color can diminish. So I'm going to dip it for 2. We'll lay it out, and we'll just put 60 seconds on the clock. Hey Siri, start a 60-second timer. So here's the faucet. Dip it for 2 on Mississippi, 2 Mississippis. Throwing it out here. And then I am starting my 60. Seconds left. So it looks like got about 25 on the hardness. No free chlorine, which is pretty nice. There we go. Iron is very low. Yeah. The copper is definitely present.
Up there. I'd say it's between 0.5 and
about there.
And 1, yeah.
Maybe.
Kinda.
No nitrates.
Oh, maybe it's
no nitrites.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about 0 to 0.5.
Yeah.
Calcium is present. Total chlorine is, I don't know, maybe just barely there.
Yeah.
Fluoride is at 0, it looks like to me. Lots of alkalinity, which I guess for some people is a good thing.
Right.
Carbonate, bicarbonate's there, and the pH is pretty high.
All the way high.
Yeah, that's a 9. All right. So that technically exceeds EPA limit on the pH.
Oh.
And, or, you know, I mean, I'd say that's a pretty close match there. And everything else seems to be okay, I think. All right, you ready? Steady. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Wait roughly 60 seconds. Really, I'm starting at about 50 because it says within 60 is the most accurate. We're at about 50 seconds here. I would say that this is, I mean, I know that's sat longer, but
yeah, definitely different.
Definitely different. So the hardness is right around 0 to 25. Free chlorine is 0, but it was pretty 0 there. Much lower iron content than before. Copper, I mean,
still looks about the
that
same,
looks about
almost, maybe a little less.
And then nitrates are still 0, which it should be.
Right. Total
chlorine, I think that's lower than it was, but I'm not really sure. Fluoride, I think it's about where it was. Alkalinity and bicarbonates, carbonates, and pH are all way lower. Like way lower.
Yeah.
We're talking way down here at the scale versus, you know, everything was up here. So yeah, so 0 water works. Ready?
Yeah.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Start it.
Huh. This is really surprising me.
But you have to think there, you know, to make water potable, you have to add certain elements. You know, there's going to be like chlorine or some type of way for them to kill all the viruses and silly stuff in it. There's also usually like mineral filters or something, some type of salt, or like, you know, that's what all the dissolved solids really come from. And then all the pipes to get here are leaching stuff into the water, especially out here where I'm sure the pipes are 50, 60 years old. So all that iron and stuff is lead, whatever they've used to join the pipes together, leaching into it, as it were. Versus the lake where, I mean, you got people peeing and pooping on it.
We are not pooping in it. Didn't say anything about the pee. We have kids.
All right, So, total hardness is still really low. Free chlorine is non-existent. Iron's very low. Copper is, that's really low, but
Right.
but there. Nitrates and nitrites are non-existent. No calcium, no chlorine. Fluoride, I'm gonna say that that's a 0.
Yeah, it looks pretty like 0.
Alkalinity is 0, pretty much 0 to 40. Carbonate, bicarbonates are around 40, I would call it. And then that's a 6.5 on the pH scale, I think.
Yeah, or between 7 and 6.5 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad either way.
Right?
Although that total hardness is it's starting to scale up
Oh,
pretty
it is,
good as
isn't
it
it?
sits. Yeah. Not surprising.
Right.
All right, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Steady.
Yeah.
One
Yay.
Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Let's see what we got going on here.
Timer. Oh my God.
Just looking at it, it's looking really close to the 0 water numbers.
Yeah. I mean, which I guess it should be. I mean, I think that I'll have to look it up. I think the 0 water is about a 0.01.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sorry. All right, we're sitting about a 25 probably.
I think
0 to
so.
25. It's probably like 15, we'll call
Right.
it. But it's creeping up on the hardness too. 0 chlorine, very low iron, very low copper. No nitrates or nitrites. Calcium's non-existent, but there. Total chlorine, maybe a little there. No fluoride, obviously. Alkalinity, carbonate, and the pH balance are all really low. I mean, that's better than the tap water.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, let's see. I know it's not
Yeah,
a
you
direct one-to-one. but
Right.
You know what? We should dip. We should have done it together
Why?
so that you could see the change, the actual differences. We'll do that as well.
Okay.
We'll do that as well, just so that we can actually show what it's actually filtered here.
All right.
All right. So next up is the half filter, the FitinHot. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah, about 25, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a drop of water that was still sitting on it. It didn't completely clear whenever I pressed it. But
Yeah, I think closer to 25. Honestly, maybe
But
even
yeah,
a little
so
after
we got
25.
low range iron stuff. I mean, honestly,
That's pretty good.
that's the only thing that's different is the carbonate bicarbonate's a little darker,
Yeah.
but everything else matches. I mean, from what I remember. So let's do this. We'll do 3 at once.
All right.
So here we go. We are going to do just like the double filter, what we're calling double filter, with the life straw attached and the life straw unattached. All right.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Up. Give it a little shake. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, here, I guess we can just put them all together. Know that they are in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Get off my finger bowl. Start. So I'm gonna start. All right. So our GoPro crapped out on us, but we are still within the 60 seconds, and this is what we're seeing. So again, we've got lake water here on the left. On the left, we've got the double filter and then the half filter, what we're calling the half filter. Everything's pretty similar. I mean, I gotta say, it's surprising.
You can see that I think the double filter is just a little bit better when you get further down, like
Yeah.
right.
So the alkalinity and the pH balance, the double filter wins it, hands
Yeah.
down. I mean, hands down. And then
Everything else looks the same.
yeah.
Almost. The only discoloration would be like right here on the lake water.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is a very basic water test. Maybe we should have gotten the more lines, but that would have just been a little bit more complexity for, I don't think, too much better. What I think this shows for sure is at least if there are heavy metals or nitrates, nitrites that are in the, in the natural system, even at a place like Tyler State Park where there's lots of agriculture and, you've got a ton of oil and gas exploration that occurs around here. There's not a lot of nitrites and nitrates and all the things that, you really kind of worry about with those types of industrial capacities.
I think the next test should be I try the double and then the half and see if there's a taste difference.
Well, there you go.
Although my taste buds probably aren't the best. Let's find out. I don't taste anything off about it. It almost tastes a little softer than like zero water. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
There's like just a slight difference.
Nope. That's got lake water mixed with it.
Oh, so I can't do that.
Nope.
Okay, and then the half. This one tastes just slightly more, what would you say, mineral-y?
Minerally? I can buy that, yeah.
But honestly, if you throw some ice in this, I wouldn't think twice. It tastes better than a lot of restaurants we've been
I was
to.
about to say, like, how's it compared to Granger water?
Way better. Like if we were handed this at a restaurant, I wouldn't say, oh, the water's nasty. Like I'd actually drink it. Like I'm going in for another sip. Awesome. I'd say this is a great thing to have on long hiking trips.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, again, I think it's at least for sure doing its job based off of what we've seen between total dissolved solids and this stuff here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a great addition. Price to performance wise, we don't really have the capacity to test the water at, I think it rates it at like 8,000 gallons or something, 8,000 liters, whatever it is. But for certainly a family of 5 like us, we would be able to use this, I think trouble-free probably for a weekend.
Yeah.
Just refilling hydration packs and stuff if we're hiking or camping somewhere and we're actually boondocking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. Well,
yeah.
There's our test of FitinHot D5S.
And again, if you are concerned about viruses, it's a simple fix. Get one of those Steripens. You have nothing to worry about. So,
There you go.
all right. Bye, everybody. All right. So here we are. This is the exterior RV filter that I was talking about. We also have, I forgot about it, but there's an internal filter as well. I have no idea what condition it's in because we bought it used and I have not changed it. Here we go. This is me getting the source for that one. There we go. So this is straight out of the faucet. Take it down. We'll get the test. All right, so like I said, we've got the faucet that went through the RV filter and that internal filter to our RV. And then we've got straight from the water source. So I did rinse this off with the 0 water, so it is reading 0. We're at 147, which I think is higher than this one was, wasn't it?
That was 160.
160, oh, you're right.
It went to 169
Wow.
last time we tried it.
So the RV filter is actually less clean than straight from the tap. Interesting. That's why I want
What does that mean?
That we need sanitized though. I don't know.
Gotta
what
be
it
it.
is. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Steady. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Ooh, that's got more movement already. Here we go. So for the hardness, they're pretty much the same, but for free chlorine, definitely more free chlorine in the straight from the faucet. Iron looks pretty similar. Copper looks pretty similar. Nitrate, nitrites, calcium, total chlorine. Holy crap! That's
it's way up there.
2 and 3, I think, versus 0. Wow. So that little RV filter is actually doing something. Holy
It is doing something.
crap.
Makes me feel a little better. Everything else looks like
It's pretty same, pretty similar.
Okay.
Cool.
We are out of battery power for our phones when we're hanging out at the lake, enjoying ourselves. Dang it. Oh, but wait, we have FitinHot. It's a water filter that is also a power bank that we are using to charge our iPhone right now and play music. Fantastic.
Another benefit of the FitinHot is your kids can play Pokebugs longer if they're plugged in using that FitinHot power bank. As you can tell, we've been using it all day between my phone and her phone. It's doing pretty good, I have to say. Like everything else, it is definitely a quality device.
A 46-minute review for a water filter is intense, but so is this water filter. There are so many features to this that we needed to show you everything it has to offer. Being avid hikers, we believe this is the perfect addition to your hiking adventures. Speaking of adventures, one of our favorites is Notch Trail in Badlands. Take a look. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel because why not?